Hi, you guys. So I just put my daughter down for her nap, and so I thought I'd get a quick hip workout in. So I figured I'd film it so you guys could follow along with me. So you don't need any equipment. If you have resistance bands, you can always use those, but they're not required. And this is just going to be a short and sweet 5-minute clip. We get in, get the work done, and then go on with your day. All right, so the sequencing is going to be doing an exercise for 25 seconds and then rest 5 seconds, and then just continue with that cycle until we get to the full 5 minutes. So we're gonna start off doing some hip circles. I'm gonna start our timer. You're going to be in a tabletop position. You're going to start off with your right leg, bring that knee up, out to the side, and then back in. Thinking about maintaining a strong core, not letting your hips sag. Also thinking about not rotating the hips in or out. All right, and then let's rest for 5. Still trying to do that. All right, figuring out my watch. Let's do the other side. So this should feel fairly easy. Some of you might have some difficulty with the rocking, that pelvic stability. So if so, this is a great place to start. If it's too easy, feel free to add a resistance band above your thighs. Make it a little harder. And done. All right, next we are going to go into a plank with step outs. So start our timer. We're going to go into that plank position, activate that core, and then you're going to alternate stepping out one leg at a time. This is working on some of those lateral glutes. And I always love exercises that combine glute work with core work, because they go so hand in hand. And relax. All right, next up, we're going to lay down on our side. Let's start off laying on our left side. We're going to do some leg raises. So bottom leg is bent. You're going to point those toes down towards the ground just a little bit. And then we're gonna go back and up. Make sure I start my timer. So by having a little bit of that leg internally rotated, that's just going to help to emphasize that posterior chain. So a lot of times with sideline leg lifts, there's a tendency, if you have some tightness in your hip flexors or your TFL, for those to want to kick in. Good, and relax. All right, before we switch sides with that exercise, since you're already on this side, we're going to go to an adductor sequence. So keep that bottom leg straight now. Bring this top leg out in front just to kind of get it out of the way. And then toes pointed straight ahead, you're going to bring that leg up. So this is working those inner thigh muscles. Still trying to keep those hips parallel on top of each other throughout the whole sequence. Good, all right. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So start off with that leg raise on the top leg. So bottom leg is bent. The toes are pointed slightly towards the ground, and then lifting that leg straight up. And I forgot to introduce, we have with our mini workout today, our faithful dog companion. This is Barney. His real name is Barnabas, but we call him Barney for short. He's our, I guess he's 6 now, our 6-year-old golden retriever, our first child. All right, and then stop. Now we're going to bend that top leg, get it out of the way, straighten out your bottom leg, and then lifting that leg up, targeting that inner thigh. And as many of you know, I also treat pelvic floor physical therapy. And those adductors, these muscles that we're working, attach into the pelvic floor. So if you have any pelvic floor weakness, a lot of times, in addition to strengthening the pelvic floor muscles themselves, we'll target these adductor muscles. Perfect, and relax. All right, now we're going to lay down on our back. We're going to do a marching bridge. I should take this hair clip out. So, going to tighten your core, bring those hips up, make sure you're not arching your back, but it's nice and flat. Then, keeping your hips where they are, we're going to bring one leg up into a march, slowly lower, and raise the opposite leg. Good. So still thinking about keeping that core activated the entire time. You need to take a break and do like mini sets in between. That's totally fine. I'd rather you take more sets and have good form than do one continuous set for 25 seconds. Good, and rest. All right, now we're going to transition to targeting more the hamstrings with the bridge. So to do that, you're going to place your legs slightly further out. Can you see me okay? Martin's blocking this. So legs further out, the closer you are to your bottom, that's going to be more glutes that we're working. So lowering those legs down and then just doing a normal bridge like that. Now, some of you, if you have a lot of hamstring tightness, you might find that this position tends to have those, causes those hamstrings to spasm. If that's the case, don't worry about it. Just bring those legs a little bit closer in towards your bottom, and that should help. If it still doesn't help, you can also try rotating your feet out a little bit. And relax. All right, awesome. Now we are going to do some hip flexion work. So this would be a great time if you do have a resistance band. You can simply tie it above, around your feet, but around your midfoot. But if not, you can still do it without. Still a great exercise. You're going to keep that core tight, bring one knee up towards your chest, and then slowly lower. And then we're going to do the same thing that opposite side. So if you had a resistance band, the band would be pulling from this part of your midfoot down to there. But if you don't, just actively think about there's a string and it's pulling your thigh up towards your abdominals. Good, and relax. All right, so that's it. I told you guys it'd be super quick and easy. Wanted to keep it more at a beginner level so that no matter where you're at, you can hopefully try some of these exercises and potentially modify them. Have a great rest of your day. Let me know if you like this format of me showing this longer sequence of exercises versus just one exercise at a time. And also comment if you like having our guest appearance with Barney, and I can try to make that more of a regular thing. Take care.